guys. So Easter is almost here and we are in this amazing opportunity / difficult situation to be stuck inside and social distancing. So I wanted to give some ideas just for you all who are stuck at home. We have these ideas in English and in Portuguese. I'm currently in Brazil, so we're thinking of ideas to do for our kids for Living Stones and at church and our own homes. What's the first thing that you think of when you think about Easter? Maybe it's that Jesus died, or that he rose again, or you get to have a new dress to go to church to wear for Easter, or maybe it's chocolate. There's an awful lot of chocolate out there. Maybe it's eggs. A lot of times you think about eggs for Easter. Maybe you have an Easter egg hunt with your friends. Whatever it is, we want to tell you the true story of Easter using some eggs. I don't hear anything. I wonder what it is. So who knows the story of Easter already? Good, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you know, so you can help me out too. So inside the first egg, if we can open it. What? A leaf? Why is a leaf in our first egg? Well, we call it Palm Sunday. And on Palm Sunday, we celebrate it a week before Easter. And on Palm Sunday, we celebrate how the people went in and they were so excited to see Jesus. They threw down their coats, they threw down their palm branches, they threw down anything they could for Jesus to walk on because they were saying how special and important Jesus was. Egg number 2. What do you think is inside? What is that? Well, it's a piece of bread. Think about it. What do you remember in the story of Easter that has bread? Well, the Last Supper was when Jesus and the disciples, they went up into an upper room and Jesus took the bread and he broke it. And he said, "This is my body that is broken for you." We celebrate this every time that we have communion. You know, when they drink the grape juice and they eat the bread. That's communion, and that's remembering this moment. Egg number 3. This one you can hear. I wonder what's inside. There you go. We got some coins. Some coins. Why would we have coins? Well, if you remember, in the Bible there's a really sad part about one of those 12 disciples, and he made some bad decisions. In Matthew chapter 26, verse 14 through 16, then one of the 12, the one called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and asked, "What are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you?" He's talking about Jesus. So they counted out for him 30 silver coins. From then on, Judas waited and watched for an opportunity to hand him over. He betrayed Jesus. Egg number 4. Here we go. What's inside? That makes a weird sound. Well, this is my version of a little whip because I don't have a whip. We all know what happened. When was there a whip in the story of Easter? In the Bible, in Matthew 27, verse 26, it says, "And he released Barabbas to them, but he had Jesus flogged and handed over to be crucified." I don't know if you know what the word flogged is, but it's not a good word. It's also whipped is another word where you would whip them over and over and over. And if you've seen The Passion of Christ, it's a really, really sad time. This is part of the story of Easter. Egg number 5. It's getting pretty dark, guys. Getting pretty scary. Inside number 5, ow, oh, I put a needle. It's actually a thumbtack. It's sharp. What would something sharp be doing in the story of Easter? Well, do you like it? The girls made it for me. So we know that Jesus was a king. And one thing that they did is they made fun of Jesus by making him a crown. But it wasn't a nice crown like this. It was a crown of thorns. Egg number 6. So this is the part I think most of you know is coming. What do you think's in here? If you could think of one symbol for Easter, what would it be? The cross. Exactly. The cross, the most important part of the Easter story. Matthew 27, verse 32. And as they were going out, they met a man from Cyrene named Simon, and they forced him to carry the cross. So the cross started off at the place with Pilate, and they started off and then they made their way down to the place where Jesus would be crucified. Had it laying down, they nailed Jesus to the cross, and then they would raise it up, and Jesus was on there. It's pretty hard to even think about. Verse 42 says, "He saved others," they said, "but he can't save himself. He's King of Israel. Let him come down now from the cross, and we will believe in him." There were people there at the cross making fun of him as he was up there. They said, "Oh, if he's God, he'll just come right down, right? And then we'll all believe in him and it will be okay." But that's not how the story goes. Number 7. Ooh. Cloth. What does cloth have to do with the story of Easter? Well, I think you know. In Matthew chapter 27, verse 59, it says, "Joseph took the body," that's a rich guy named Joseph, "wrapped it in a clean linen cloth." So they took Jesus down from the cross, and they wrapped him sort of like a mummy. They wrapped him all up in clean linen. They cleaned up his body. Egg number 8. Oh, it's heavy. What's in number 8? Who can guess? Yep. It's a rock. What does rocks have to do with Easter? I think you guys know. This rock, Matthew 27, verse 60. Right after they wrapped him in the clean cloth, it says, "And placed him in his own," that's Joseph's own, "new tomb that he had cut out of the rock. And he rolled what did he roll in front? A big rock, a big stone in front of the entrance of the tomb, and went away." Now, when we're talking about big, we mean like huge people needing to push and pull, like a big rock, covering like a whole door. Egg number 9, my personal favorite. Do you get it? Number 9 is empty. Now, why would we have an empty egg as part of our Easter story? Well, because there was also an empty tomb. Matthew 28, verses 6 and 7. It says, "The angels are talking here. For he is not here. He has risen, just as he said. Come and see the place where he lay. Then go quickly and tell his disciples, he has risen from the dead and is going ahead of you into Galilee. There you will see him." Now I've told you. So the angels are talking to Mary and some of the other ladies who were coming to make sure everything was cool with the body and all that stuff. And the angels were like, he's not here. This is empty. This egg, is gone. Why do we still have 3 eggs left? Well, there's more to the story. There's more important parts to the story. So number 10, sounds like points, but, 3 nails. Now, how were 3 nails part of the Easter story? In John chapter 20, verse 27. Do you remember the story of Thomas? Then he said, he's Jesus. Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here. See my hand. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Now, I can't even imagine what it would be like to actually put my finger through the hole in Jesus's hand. That's a little crazy, but that's what Jesus said that Thomas could do. Jesus knows just what we need to believe and to trust him, and he helps us. He doesn't ask us to do it all by ourselves. He will give us the power to do it. So we remember the nails in his hands, the nails in his feet. Like number 11, let's see what's in there. Ha-ha! Got some candy. Not that Jesus made candy, but let's see what this has to do with the story of Easter. Sweet things are happening. So in John chapter 21, verse 12, Jesus said to them, then is the disciples, Jesus said to them, come and have breakfast. I think that's good advice. None of the disciples dare ask him, who are you? They knew it was the Lord. So the next thing that they did is that they ate food with Jesus. That's pretty cool. I want to eat my candy with Jesus. Last egg, number 12. Is it empty too? I hear nothing. Let's see. Oh, got some cotton here. Fluffy, soft. Do you know how the story of Easter ends? What happens with Jesus? He eats breakfast. Then it says in Acts chapter 1, verse 11, men of Galilee. This is angels talking again. There's a lot of angels in this story too. Men of Galilee, they said, why do you stand here looking into the sky? This same Jesus who has been taken from you into heaven will come back in the same way you have seen him go into heaven. So the disciples are all standing there like this. Now, why are they standing like that? Well, because Jesus was with them on the mountain, and then here's the clouds, here's the mountain, here's Jesus. And Jesus goes up into the sky. And the people are like looking, and then angels come and say, hey, quit staring at the clouds. Clouds are nice, clouds are fluffy. Your Jesus isn't coming back right now, but one day he will come back. And that is what we have to look forward to. These is 12 eggs. This is the story of Easter, and I hope you are encouraged and you understand just how amazing this plan of God is for us, and why we are so excited to celebrate even in the middle of hard times.